Frontend Developer Roadmap 2025, your ultimate guide. Welcome back to the Full Stack Developer Roadmap 2025 series. In today's video, we're diving deep into the Frontend Developer Roadmap, your first step to becoming a full stack developer. We're talking about building the stuff you see and touch on a website. Buttons, forms, layouts, animations, the whole 9 yards. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to learn, what order to learn it in, and how to get your hands dirty with some real practice. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, let's kick things off with HTML, the backbone of every single website out there. Think of HTML as the framework of a house. It provides the basic structure and organization for all the content. Now, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Sounds complicated, but it's just a fancy way of saying it uses tags to structure content. You'll be working with tags like for headings, for paragraphs, for links, and a bunch more. You'll learn how to embed images with the tag and organize content using elements. Don't worry, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be writing HTML in your sleep. But it's not just about static content. You'll also learn how to create forms using fields for longer text and of course those clickable buttons. And hey, who doesn't love a good table or list? HTML has got you covered there too. We'll dive into creating those as well. Now for your first practice project, let's keep it simple but effective. How about building your very own personal portfolio page? Just a single page with your name, a picture of yourself, and maybe some links to your social media. This will help you solidify the basics and give you something to show off early on. Now that you've got the structure down, it's time to inject some style into your web pages. That's where CSS comes in, cascading style sheets. Think of CSS as your design toolbox, letting you control colors, fonts, layouts, and basically everything related to the look and feel of your website. We'll start with the fundamentals. You'll learn how to apply different colors to your text and backgrounds, choose the perfect fonts to match your style, and add spacing to make everything look neat and tidy. Once you've mastered the basics, we'll move on to the really fun stuff: layouts. We're talking Flexbox and CSS Grid, the dynamic duos of web design. Flexbox gives you amazing control over aligning and distributing elements in a single direction, while CSS Grid lets you create complex two-dimensional layouts with ease. Trust me, once you unlock the power of these tools, you'll be creating pixel-perfect designs in no time. But it doesn't stop there. We live in a multi-device world, so your websites need to look just as amazing on a phone as they do on a giant monitor. That's where media queries come in. These magical CSS rules let you adjust your designs based on the screen size, ensuring a smooth and enjoyable experience for everyone, no matter how they're browsing. For your CSS practice project, let's step it up a notch. How about building a simple, responsive web page? Think of a basic layout with a few sections, maybe a navigation bar at the top. Your goal here is to make sure it adapts seamlessly to different screen sizes. Play around with colors, fonts, and layouts to make it your own. Remember, this is your chance to unleash your inner designer. Chapter 3. JavaScript. Bringing your website to life. Alright, it's time to take your web development skills to the next level with JavaScript. This is where things get really interesting. JavaScript is a programming language that breathes life into your websites, making them dynamic and interactive. No more static pages, we're talking about creating experiences that respond to user actions and keep them engaged. We'll start with the JavaScript essentials: variables, functions, loops, and conditionals. These are the building blocks of any programming language, and once you understand them, you can start building some pretty cool stuff. Next up, we'll dive into the DOM, or Document Object Model. This is basically how JavaScript interacts with the HTML structure of your web page. You'll learn how to select specific HTML elements using their IDs or classes, and then manipulate them dynamically. Want to change the text of a paragraph when a button is clicked? The DOM is your gateway to making it happen. But wait, there's more. We'll also explore some of the more modern JavaScript features introduced in ES6 and beyond. Think arrow functions for cleaner syntax, template literals for easier string manipulation, and promises for handling asynchronous operations like fetching data from a server. Now for your JavaScript practice project, let's build something practical and fun: a to-do list app. This project will give you a taste of everything you've learned so far. You'll use HTML to create the structure of the app, CSS to style it, and JavaScript to handle user interactions like adding new tasks, marking them as complete, and deleting them. This is where you really start to see the power of JavaScript in action. Chapter 4. React.js Leveling Up with Components. Now that you've got a solid foundation in JavaScript, it's time to step into the world of front-end frameworks. And for this, we're going with React.js, one of the most popular and powerful libraries out there. React is all about building dynamic and interactive user interfaces by breaking down complex UIs into smaller, reusable pieces called components. Think of components like Lego bricks. Each brick has its own specific purpose and functionality, and you can combine them in countless ways to build complex structures. That's the beauty of React. You can create these reusable components and then assemble them to build entire applications. We'll start by understanding the core concepts of React components, props, and state. You'll learn how to create both functional and class-based components, pass data between them using props, and manage internal component data with state. Once you've got a handle on these fundamentals, we'll move on to some more advanced topics. React Router will be our next stop. This essential library allows you to create single-page applications, where the content changes dynamically without requiring full-page reloads. You'll learn how to define different routes for your application, and how to navigate between them seamlessly. And of course, we can't forget about hooks. Hooks were introduced in React 16.8, and they've completely changed the way we write React components. We'll explore some of the most commonly used hooks like useState and useEffect, which allow you to manage state and side effects in your functional components. For your React.js practice project, let's aim for something practical and engaging, a weather app. You'll use a free weather API to fetch real-time weather data based on a user's search query. This project will give you a taste of working with external APIs, managing data with React, and building a dynamic user interface that updates in real time. Chapter 5. Essential Tools for Front-End Development. Okay, you've learned the core languages and frameworks, but your front-end development journey isn't complete without the right set of tools. These tools are like superpowers that will streamline your workflow, help you write better code, and make collaboration a breeze. First up, we have version control with Git and GitHub. Git is a distributed version control system that allows you to track changes in your code over time, revert to previous versions if needed, and collaborate with other developers on projects. GitHub is a web-based hosting service for Git repositories, providing a central location for storing your code and collaborating with others. Next, we have browser developer tools. These are built-in tools available in all modern web browsers that provide a wealth of information about your web pages. You can use them to inspect HTML and CSS, debug JavaScript code, analyze network requests, and much more. Mastering these tools will make you a more efficient and effective developer. Package managers like NPM, Node Package Manager, or Yarn are essential for managing dependencies in your projects. Dependencies are external libraries or modules that your project relies on, and package managers make it easy to install, update, and manage these dependencies. And finally, we have CSS frameworks like Bootstrap or Tailwind CSS. These frameworks provide pre-built CSS classes and components that can significantly speed up your styling process. They can help you create responsive layouts, add common UI elements like buttons and forms, and ensure consistency across your projects. For your final practice project, let's put it all together. Create a simple landing page using Bootstrap or Tailwind CSS to speed up your styling. Use Git to track your changes and push your code to a GitHub repository. This will give you a taste of a real-world development workflow, and you'll have a portfolio-worthy project to showcase your skills. That's it for today's video on the Front-End Developer Roadmap. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the next video, we'll explore the Back-End Developer Roadmap. Don't miss it. Drop your questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding!